Hey everybody, Qroo here. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be working with a super useful expression that uses the verb dar, and it is darse cuenta, which means to notice something, as in to become aware of something, to realize something. Upon arriving at the office, I realized that I had left my keys in the kitchen. Al llegar a la oficina, me di cuenta de que había dejado mis llaves en la cocina. Before we jump into the darse cuenta part, I just want to point out that that sentence starts with al plus infinitive, al llegar, upon arriving. That's something I covered in my last video. Super useful construction also. So take a look at that sentence. We have me di cuenta de que. This is how we're going to translate to realize that something else. There's a couple different constructions I'm actually going to show you today, but this is the one I use the most. We realized that we were lost in the middle of the forest. Nos dimos cuenta de que estábamos perdidos en medio del bosque. Don't try to translate this construction word for word because it's not going to make any sense, because it's like you're saying, okay, I gave myself count of that. You're not going to get it down. Just learn it as a set construction. Darse cuenta, and don't overthink it. In other videos, I've talked about the importance of having a word list and actually putting phrases and little constructions and formulas on your word list. And you may actually have a few different entries for a particular construction. For example, I would suggest listing this one this way. First things first, just have darse cuenta. To realize something or notice something, right? I would often include an example on my word list. For example, I might just have no me di cuenta. I didn't notice or I didn't realize. Next thing on my word list is I would put a little tweak to this construction and have darse cuenta de plus a noun. Por fin se dio cuenta de su error. At last he realized his error. You're only going to have de que when you're going to have more verbs back there and they're going to be conjugated. That's when you're going to have de que. If you're just going to have a noun, it's just de plus the noun. The next one I would have in my word list is the one I use the most, and that is darse cuenta de que, to notice or realize that something. Me di cuenta de que la puerta estaba abierta. I noticed that the door was open, or I realized that the door was open. Now you may hear some native speakers use this construction without the de. For example, it'll just be darse cuenta que. But the leading authority on what is correct in Spanish, the Real Academia Española, says that leaving the day out is definitely incorrect. Now, I will tell you that those academics at RAE often claim that something commonly used is incorrect. Still, I would recommend sticking to the de que. Me di cuenta de que mi mujer estaba despierta. I noticed that my wife was awake, or I realized my wife was awake. So you think you got it? You want to try a few on your own before I say hasta luego? This is how it's going to work. It's going to work the way we do it in all the videos. I'm going to give you the English first. I'm going to pause several seconds, and then I'm going to give you the Spanish translation. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Ready? I didn't notice. No me di cuenta. No me di cuenta. I didn't realize my error. No me di cuenta de mi error. No me di cuenta de mi error. Juan realized that the dog wasn't in the house. Juan se dio cuenta de que el perro no estaba en la casa. Or you might have had no estaba en casa. She realized that she had left the keys inside the car. Ella se dio cuenta de que había dejado las llaves dentro del carro, or del coche, or del auto, or del automóvil. There's so many words for car, whichever one you like at the end. The most important thing is that you got the ella se dio cuenta de que. So how'd you do on those? If you nailed the darse cuenta part but had trouble translating the rest of the sentence, maybe because you're unfamiliar with those verbs or how the conjugations worked, or you lacked a little vocabulary, that is still a win. This video was meant to teach you this particular construction, not the entire Spanish language. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. And until next time, hasta luego.